Hey there, my dudes! Oh my god, look! Hallelujah! My camera isn't bad anymore. I'll try and show you a photo of the setup I've got right now. You know what? I'm gonna take a photo of the setup with like this camera right now. This is my old camera, the camera I used to shoot on, and well, we're gonna say goodbye to this camera now because the new camera is it's just, I'm just gonna stroke you guys a little bit. It's okay. But if I just take a photo using this, oh my god, I'm getting so used to being able to autofocus because you can't focus on this one. Look, right, I'm videoing now while I'm also videoing. I'm just gonna take a photo of the setup I've actually got at the moment. And that is my new setup, and I'm so excited that I can just give you guys better videos that don't look like they were filmed on a potato, because honestly my last ones look like they've been filmed on a potato. But anyway, just this is just the intro of the video, but it is so crazy that I've been fortunate enough to get this kind of setup. But just thank everybody for watching me, and there should be some other photography and some fun things that me and some friends go about and take some videos and photos and stuff and just twat about. So anyway, let's get into the video. So why do people assume? Why do people assume anything really? Why do people assume that girls are going to love watching are going to love rom-coms? Why do people assume that men are all going to be misogynistic, or assume that men are all tough, or assume that men have a certain way about them, or assume that women have a certain way about them, or assume that people have to be men and just women, or assume that because someone looks one way it means that they definitely are that way? That's a question I don't think it would be possible to answer. Why do people assume that because I wear this hat I'm a chav, and if I wear it this way I'm an even bigger chav? They don't know me. Why do they assume? Why do people assume because I just ate this entire pack of digestive thins, hashtag not sponsor, it means I'm fat? Why do people assume? I think I have an answer to that, and people assuming it's just the way that we were brought up. I often find myself assuming other people, making judgments just out of how other people look or what circumstances the other people are in, and I make judgments on those people based on that. And I know I shouldn't. No one really should make those kind of judgments, but I think sometimes you really can't help it. People assume because I have a really girly voice and my face is kind of feminine that I'm a girl. People assume that some of my trans friends, because for example trans women, because they don't look exactly like women, that means they're not one. People assume that because someone is alive, they must be male or female. People assume that because I wear glasses, I must be a nerd. That is actually true, to be honest. People assume, and I know that's me rambling on, but I'm just trying to find a general list of things that people actually assume. Because as you guys know, if anyone's been here for the long haul, if anyone's new, I am transgender, and every day people assume. And I myself kind of believe in the stiff upper lip method, where people are going to assume, you just have to kind of deal with it. But that doesn't mean everyone should have to deal with it. I can understand people getting annoyed, but in today's society we are all brought up, well it's clever really to be able to assume things. Not that it should be done, but it's clever when you're a kid to be able to assume things about people, so that before you meet them, so that when you actually meet them, then you can make a good impression. It's a way that the human brain works. We try to pick apart everything about a person before we actually see them. And then when we can meet them, once we've assumed all these things about them, we can try and get on their good side. And let me just ask that again. Why do people assume? Why? I think we're going to need some friends for this one. And why do people assume that because you have a certain skin colour you must act a certain way? Why do people assume that because I look female, I am female? And it's just a plausible answer, as I spoke about before. We're brought up that way, and there's nothing really we can do about it. I know that suddenly got really deep there, but it's a question that I've actually been thinking. Like the other day, I was at this society that I go to, and you know, people were like, oh yeah, that's you know, the daughter of this person. Yeah, she is such a nerdy girl. Like, why? Well, actually, it wasn't them assuming. I've told those people that I'm trans, but I think they just assume that. But it doesn't necessarily matter because, like, I look female, so I must be. And people always, this one woman assumes that I go to the girls' grammar. It just happens. People are going to think, okay, they're going to analyse you when they look at you, and they're going to be like, okay, female, obviously, or whatever, even though they're slightly tomboyish, probably, you know, must go to the girls' grammar because they live around here. Just people assume that because I make YouTube, I'm a confident person. I mean, every day people assume, every day at Tesco's that I work, and at college people just assume that they can say, oh yeah, give your basket to the lady. I've had a few people that didn't just, well, they assumed in the opposite way. They saw that I had short hair and that I was wearing men's clothes, and they said, oh yeah, give the man the basket, or oh, thank you, sir. And then I opened my mouth, and because I had a feminine voice, they just assumed they were wrong calling me sir. And they said, oh no, sorry, lady. And up until the time I came out as trans, I did this. Everything I possibly could, I'd assume. And it's the way that we are brought up. Until you're in a position where people are making assumptions about you that you don't like, you're going to assume. And I've really tried to teach myself that no matter what, don't assume anything of anyone. Don't generalise anything. Or if someone's one way, don't assume they're any way. And I know I've said assume about 50 million bajillion times, but people, I just wanted to make this video really to try and crack it open. I want to see your guys' comments down below. Why do people assume things? Why do people look at something and be like, okay, it looks that way, it fits the stereotype, it must be this? Because I'm not saying it in like it makes sense that people would try and assume things so that, you know, when they go up to them, they can know them better, or they can start a good conversation because they've assumed something they like. Or it's just the way that the human brain works. We try and link everything together so that we can communicate better. But nowadays, in 2017, unfortunately, everything is not as it seems. People who may dress feminine may not feel that way on the inside. People who may be men and would wear makeup, they're assumed to be transgender, even though they could just be men that like to wear makeup. And transgender women are assumed to be it's just a question that, it's really a question that I'm interested in. I always try and think, why do people like to label everything. I liked labels before until now. Why do people like to label everything? Why do people like to say, give the basket to the lady, instead of not saying anything at all, or she, or calling me she, or calling me my original name? I don't know, and that's why I want to call out to you guys, and maybe in a video, if you guys do some good responses down below, why do people assume? This was a short video, but it's just food for thought, really. How does a person's brain work in which they must pick everything apart and label and generalize everything? It's just the way humanity works. And that's why new things in society like transgender people, and back in the day like people of different sexualities, and even before that, they like to generalize and give something a label, a meaning, an assumption, because in the end it makes it easier for them to react to those people. There is so much more that could be going on in the world if people just didn't bother assuming, but that is the way that humanity works. And yet again, I really want you guys to comment down below. Also follow my Twitter if you guys want to send me anything there. Also give me ideas. I'm gonna end the video now, but give me ideas in the comments down below over at my Twitter. If I do any activity on my Facebook page, swing on over to there. And just tell me what you guys want me to do in another video. I don't want to make videos that are boring anyone at all. Like, I enjoy making, I'm interested in most things, so I'm sure if you guys put something in the comments down below, then I will so enjoy doing whatever you guys want me to video. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe here, social media links in the comments down below, like if you want or dislike. But thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Don't know what that was. Bye.